Hey everyone, and welcome to another manga recommendation video. Today I'm going to be talking about Yuhki Kamatani's Nabari no O, a shonen martial arts action drama series initially published in the magazine G Fantasy between 2004 and 2010, and then subsequently released in English by Yen Press from 2009 to 2013. It's 14 volumes all up and has been released in its entirety. Now, for anyone who has been following my channel for the last couple months especially, but over the past year or so, you'll probably know that I hadn't really tried this series before. I was aware of it, and it wasn't until becoming a fan of the mangaka's other work that I finally decided to give this series a proper shot. And I'm so glad I did. This was a lot more than I think initial impressions put it out to be, and I'm so glad that I actually gave it a second shot because it is a wonderful series. This series reminds me a lot of, in a lot of ways, of Pandora Hearts, where I think the initial first couple volumes don't really show the strength of the story as a whole. I think it does build to its greatness rather than being like fantastic off of the bat. This, for anyone unaware, this story is a like ninja martial arts school drama. It is definitely a shonen, and the first volumes do rely a little bit on like pretty typical comedy as well, but after it gets to about volume 3 or 4, it really does pick up, just with the plot direction, the characters, and sort of what the larger conflict is. But this follows a middle school boy, Miharu, who is sort of caught up amongst all of these shadowy like ninja clans, trying to find him and to get him because within his body he has a secret art known as the Shinra Bansho. So it's the ability to kind of control all of creation, all of life, all of the world. And so it's a very powerful secret art, and everyone wants it for their own purposes. Whereas Miharu really couldn't care less. He doesn't want anything to do with like the ninja world. Nabari no O, as the title is sort of king of like the shadowy Nabari ninja world. So that's what a lot of people are vying to try and become by getting this secret art. As well as our main character, we do have two of sort of his friends, one classmate, and a girl a similar age who comes to sort of confront him on how he's going to use it, or if he is using it, as well as his homeroom teacher, who we're sort of given hints on until the end on his actual relationship to our main character. There's 10 years previously, some large event happened, but nobody remembers it thanks to the powers of the Shinra Bansho. So this teacher is the only one who does remember what actually happened, and since then has made it his duty to look after this kid, even though he's not super invested in trying to be a part of the ninja world. But yes, this is a really I think the premise sells itself short. Personally, I have never been that big of a fan of martial arts series or ninja focused stuff, but I was really surprised in how much I did enjoy this, even initially, and then once it got to the more focused drama stuff, it really just kept me engaged up until the end, and I was completely invested, completely emotional by the end of it. Similarly to Pandora Hearts, which I think is a similar sort of story where it doesn't necessarily start off fantastic, but by the end of it has grown into a wonderful series that a lot of people love, and even now like are very, very loyal to. So we have the first cover here, and cover 2, as well as our heroes. We do also have a main villainous group, I guess you could call it, called the Grey Wolves, who are trying to get the Shinra Bansho for their own purposes. And so lots of situations of trying to avoid them or having to fight them. But then we do see later sort of the grey morality of a lot of the characters, their motivations, why they've chosen to do things, what they're doing things for. And at about volume 6 or 7, the plot takes a really interesting turn in regards to certain characters, which then actually culminates in that volume I just showed off, volume 10. And then the aftermath is more so, the aftermath and the series conclusion is in the final couple volumes. It's one that I think doesn't necessarily have a happy ending, but it is incredibly emotionally satisfying. You can see as well with this cover compared to the first cover just how much the art style did improve over time. And so yeah, even though the first couple volumes in my opinion are not super duper strong with the art, Kamatani as an artist has grown so much over the course of this series, and it is definitely one to try, even though it's not necessarily my personal favorite genres. I was thoroughly impressed, and I do think more people should give it the opportunity to win them over, because it is something that I think is very underrated. I know a lot of people adore this manga, but it seems that so many people have maybe never heard of it or have heard about it and just never really gotten around to it, never thought much of it. If you're a fan of more subtle and emotional, and I hate to say it, but like female fan focused shonen of the likes of Pandora Hearts or Black Butler or things of that nature, you should definitely give this one a try. Yeah, it was wonderful, and I hope to reread it soon, because it was just a great experience all around, and I do hope more people give it a shot. But thank you guys so much for watching. That's been my recommendation for Yuhki Kamatani's Nabari no O. If you are a fan of this series already, try and keep in mind that their upcoming, or their most recent manga series, Shimanami Tasagare, has been licensed by Seven Seas and will be starting to be released next year. So we will have another one of their manga in print very shortly, and that series is phenomenal. I'm sure I'll be doing a recommendation video for that once it's out. But until next time, guys, bye till then.